Great Los Angeles Air Raid 1942. 3 months after the United States entered World War II as a result of the attack on Pearl Harbor by the Imperial Navy of Japan, again undefined foreign object was spotted hovering above Los Angeles, California. The incident occurred from the night of February 24 to the morning of February 25, 1942. The Hawk Island Sea Monster, March 1965. People nowadays assume that this image is a Photoshop job unique to the digital age, whereas in fact it's a classical much reproduced image, widely discussed in the cryptozoological literature and first appearing in print in March 1965. It's Robert Le Sureur's photo of a huge tadpole-like creature encountered in Stonehaven Bay, Hawk Island, Queensland. Lord Combermere Ghost. This photograph of the library and Combermere Abbey was taken by Cecil Corbett in 1891. The figure of a man can faintly be seen sitting in the chair on the left. His head, collar and right arm on the armrest can be clearly made out. This is reputed to be the ghost of Lord Combermere. The second Viscount Lord Combermere died in 1891 after being struck by one of Lance's first motor cabs which was electrically powered. While Cecil Corbett was taking the above photograph, Lord Combermere's funeral was taking place over 4 miles away. Skeletor's Old Haunts. The famed CCTV Ghost, Winter 2003. Skeletor is the name that was given to a ghostly figure who appeared on a CCTV camera at Hampton Court Palace in winter 2003. On 3 consecutive days, palace security staff were called to close one particular flight to need the palace's introductory exception. On the first day, CCTV footage showed the doors flying wide open with great force, but there was nothing to reveal why. On the second day, the same thing happened, but this time a ghostly-looking figure in period dress suddenly appeared on the screen and closed the doors. The doors opened again on the third day, but there was no further sign of the ghostly doorkeeper. Skunk Ape, Cryptozoology picture. The skunk ape, also known as the stink ape, the mica ape, and the mica skunk ape, is a hominid cryptid said to inhabit Florida. This is the most famous picture of the skunk ape, but it's likely that it's a hoax. A Florida man thinks he has spotted an elusive skunk ape on camera, and by elusive, we mean probably non-existent, but now, this poor quality photo and video have sparked a heated debate. The Babushka Lady, November 22, 1963. 22nd November 1963, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, is associated by a gunman in Dallas, Texas. During the analysis of the film footage, a mysterious woman was spotted. She was wearing a brown overcoat and a scarf on her head, the source to her nickname. She can be seen in many shots holding a camera and carefully filming the scene. The FBI searched for this woman for a long time but could never discover her identity. The Brown Lady of RAYNHAM Hall, 1936. This incredible photo was published in British magazine Country Life on 26 December 1936. The image reportedly shows a ghost descending a staircase at RAYNHAM Hall. It was captured by photographers Captain Brovand and his assistant Henry Shearer while photographing the historic RAYNHAM Hall for Country Life magazine in the late afternoon of 19 September 1936. To this day, there has been no reliable evidence to show whether it was a hoax or it was a true ghost picture, although it claims that various experts have looked at the negative and decided that it's a genuine and untampered with. I can find no evidence of who these experts were, apparently from Country Life magazine. It's up to you to decide if you believe it's real or a very long-running hoax. Creepy Shadow Ghost, or the falling body from the ceiling, 1965. As the Coopers move into their new home in Texas, they take a photograph of the family sitting together, but as the photo is taken, a body falls from the ceiling. In 2007, a group of teachers, students, and scientists established a science camp in Norway to study the phenomenon known as the Hessdalen Lights. On a clear night, Bjorn G. Hoge managed to take this picture using an exposure time of 30 seconds. The analysis of the spectrum reveals the object to be made of silicium, iron, and scandium. Despite being the most informative, this photo isn't the only one has been taken of the phenomenon, but the lights still have scientists scratching their heads over what exactly is happening in the Hessdalen Valley. The Martian spherules, September 13, 2013. In 2004, the Mars Exploration Rover Opportunity had already detected curious blueberry-shaped microscopic formation in the Martian soil, but a much stranger picture was taken by Opportunity in the end of 2012, depicting bigger spherules in larger numbers, suggested to be made of hematite, a possible sign of a pulse presence of water. Scientists are still uncertain of what these things might be. McMinnville UFO photo, 1950. 60 years ago, on May 11, 1950, something extraordinary happened just 10 miles outside the otherwise ordinary town of McMinnville, Oregon. A couple of down-to-earth farmers, Paul and Evelyn Trent, took 2 photos of something out of this world. Those images turned out to be possibly the most famous UFO photos ever taken, and certainly the ones that are considered to have the highest likelihood of being authentic. Without question, they remain the most hotly debated and defined foreign object of flying saucer photos ever. Solway Firth Spaceman, May 23, 1964. In 1964, Jim Templeton was on a day trip to Berg Marsh with his daughter and wife. Alone in the marsh, he decided to take some photos of his daughter. When the pictures were developed, he noticed one with a mysterious figure appearing in the background. He combined to the film manufacturer Kodak, but analysis confirmed that nothing unusual was done to the film. There is no explanation to this picture so far. Madonna and the Undefined Foreign Object. The painting Madonna and Child with the Infant St. John, which can be found in the Hercules room of the Palazzo Vecchio, is affectionately known locally as Madonna del UFO, or Our Lady of the Flying Saucer. Painted in the 15th century by Domenico Ghirlandaio, 1449-1494, it is a strange object floating in the sky that has people baffled. The Unknown Rebel, June 5, 1989. One day after the Chinese government's violent crackdown on the Tiananmen protests in Beijing, pictures are taken of Chang'an Avenue where a column of tanks is blocked by a man protesting alone in front of the armored vehicles. Who was the man, and what happened to him remains a mystery. But the photograph immediately became very famous, and the mystery man became a powerful symbol of non-violent resistance throughout the world. The Watertown Ghost, December 4, 1924. This photograph has been around for a long time, and is one of the first ghost photographs I recall seeing. According to the legend, in 1924, James Cotnery and Michael Meehan, 2 crewmen of the tanker SS Watertown, were killed by gas fumes while cleaning a cargo tank. They were buried at sea on December 4, 1924, off the Mexican coast as the Watertown made its way from the Panama Canal to New York City. On December 5, the first officer reported seeing the faces of the port side of the ship. Over the next several days, every member of the crew reported seeing their faces. It wasn't until they docked in New Orleans did someone suggest that they tried to photograph the faces. Captain Keith Tracy brought a camera on board for that very purpose. Over the next several days, Tracy took 6 pictures. They then secured the camera in the ship's vault. The camera stayed there until it was taken to a commercial developer after the ship docked in New York City. Of the 6 photos taken, only one showed that appeared to be the faces of the 2 crewmen.